Hello, San Marino Unified students, teachers, staff, and families. It's been a great week back from spring break, and I hope you found ways to rest your mind and recharge for the days ahead. You know, the COVID-19 crisis continues to be front and center for us, as it is for everyone, especially the potential impact on the 2019 and 2020-21 revenue budgets. What we've learned over the last week is that normally when we hear our May revise from the governor, it's based on the tax receipts that have come in April, right? Well, this year, as you all know, we've had an extension of our tax deadlines, which is going to force the governor to extend his revise of the budget to August. So what that means for us is we're actually not going to know exactly how much money we're getting as a school district for even this year until August. And then we'll also have a picture of what our revenue stream looks like for next year. And by all indications from the Legislative Analyst's Office, it's going to be pretty bleak moving into next year, as you would anticipate. In fact, according to an LA Times article that came out late last evening, state lawmakers were told Thursday to prepare for a shortfall in tax revenues of historic proportions, a fiscal crisis that would far exceed government cash reserves. Legislative analyst Gabriel Petek told members of the state Senate's Budget Committee to prepare for a projected deficit of as much as $35 billion in the near future and an additional $85 billion in the fiscal years to come. On par, he said, with California's budget problems during the Great Recession. What this meant back in 2008-09 was a reduction in revenues to school districts of as much as 25%. Some analysts are projecting a negative cost of living adjustment for 2021, and that's bad news for us. What this bad news means for San Marino essentially is that the March 15th reduction in force that we carried on and that the board acted on, what happened on March 15th is that 31 full-time equivalent positions were reduced. Now, 11 of those positions had to do with attrition. In other words, our declining enrollment over the years. But of the 31, 20 of those reductions are positions that we would love to save. Moving beyond that, the next round of reductions has to do between the months of May and June, May 1st to June 30th, where we have to consider how we are going to reduce other kinds of service, which includes classified employees, administrative employees, and non-represented folks. And just remembering that a school district's budget is primarily personnel-based. So we have to take a real hard look at that in those 2 months. Let's talk for a second about the status of the We Are San Marino campaign. And again, if you haven't had a chance to go and visit that excellent website, take a look at wearesanmarino.smsf.org. We have a lot of work to do. What's going to happen is, as of the May 12th board meeting, legally the board has to act on those layoff notifications. So they're going to have several choices in front of them. One is to rescind no positions, rescind some of those positions or those layoff notices, or rescind all of the layoff notices. And all of that will be based on the amount of money raised during the We Are San Marino campaign. But we also know, based on advice from the state, that once the governor has made his August revisions, we're going to have to take a look at potential further August reductions based on those revisions. I know that's a lot of bleak news, but I think we are positioned beautifully here in San Marino to control our own destiny, unlike many communities in the state of California. So let's talk about the We Are San Marino campaign. Now more than ever, we need you. Every dollar counts, and our students and our teachers and our staff are counting on you. We need to raise that $2.3 million as soon as May 12th to save those 20 crucial teaching and counseling positions. So go visit the site, wearesanmarino.smsf.org, to figure out how you can help us move off into the future. You know, probably second on the minds of most people right now with this closure, certainly parents of high school students and students themselves, are grades. And I want to stop here for a moment and say this topic is as important to us as it is to our students and families. Our leadership teams and teachers are discussing and planning for end-of-year grades daily. We understand that how we provide grades to our high school students may have profound impacts on their futures, and we therefore cannot and will not rush to a decision on grades. We want to be both compassionate to the needs of our students and teachers and families while paying very close attention to the stress and anxieties caused by this COVID-19 crisis. And so we are committed to hold our students harmless by providing a grading system that serves only to help our students realize their dreams. An emergency board policy will be acted upon by our board on April 28th, but we hope to have very clear guidelines for our teachers, counselors, and students by next week. Meanwhile, I just want to assure you that while we're kind of making our way through that discussion of grades, that our teachers are doing some great things. I'm just so thrilled to see the amazing work that's happening with teaching and learning in our classrooms all across this district. So thank you so much, teachers, for the work you're doing on that. Summer school, it's an item of discussion. I will tell you that I am weekly in collaboration with superintendents around the area. Nobody knows what's going to happen with their own summer school programs, including the state programs. But what I will say is that PT affiliate summer school will still be offered with many exciting course opportunities. And we are looking at multiple distance learning options for extended learning year services as well for our students with exceptional needs. I want to talk for a second about our campuses. I want to stress the fact that our campuses are physically closed. Now listen, we miss seeing everyone so much. I miss the smiles on the faces of students walking between classrooms. I just miss saying hello to teachers and principals. And I know we're all feeling that. And so we just want to ensure that you're staying safer at home during this time. And really, that will help us come back together much sooner. So that being said, just remember that all of our school campuses are closed. We've had many conversations with the chief over at SMPD. They're continuing to patrol our campuses. So please help us help everyone by staying safer at home. Finally, I want to talk about our students, our seniors. Okay, I had the privilege of joining a Google Hangout today with our Titan senior leaders, teachers, and administration. Listen, we want student voice, perspective, and choice to prevail in how we recognize and honor our class of 2020. Feedback from our students reflects a very strong desire to have that last hug. And they would like for our site leadership teams to plan for a physical graduation, prom, grad night, and an opportunity to have those end-of-year activities that are so important for our kids. And they want us to do that at the earliest possible opportunity, even if that's late in the summer or winter break or another time. But we are committed to support all of our students as the year draws to a close, especially our seniors. However, we are able to do so, and we will continue to elicit feedback from students, parents, and staff along the way. So, as far as I mentioned mental health and wellness a little bit earlier, but above all, I want you to know that as superintendent, I'm very concerned for the mental health and well-being of our students and our staff and our families. Our school psychologists have been doing a great job of reaching out to students identified as having counseling or mental health needs in their IEPs, as well as reaching out to students currently being evaluated, and really any student who needs their help. All of our school counselors are focused on reaching out to students where they are. Our elementary counselors are dropping in on classrooms to deliver a really great second step lessons. At Huntington Middle School, our counselor is working very hard in supporting student mental health with the kids and their families while providing support by reaching out to kids who are struggling with attendance. At San Marino High School, our counselors are working day and night to help students navigate these very troubling academic waters to ensure a best possible scenario for their future. They've also, at the same time, created a distance learning and wellness YouTube series. You know, the first episode of that is due out, and the next episode, or I think the first episode already came out, and the next episode will be about mindfulness strategies. So please do not hesitate to reach out to your counselors and school psychologists during this very difficult time. So, you know, with that, I know this has been a long message, but I want to thank you all for continuing to be the best partners we could possibly ask for on this journey. Let's continue to uplift each other and unite our efforts to help make a brighter tomorrow. Like the following art from our Carver and Valentine students. Be well, everybody.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know